Alright, welcome back everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be looking at the Entitled Parents subreddit because, I don't know, I'm bored and I feel like getting mad. If you are also bored and feel like getting mad, make sure to smash like, subscribe, and let's begin. My mom used to lock me out of my room because of bad grades that she caused. This sounds abusive. I don't know if this belongs here, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. We lived in the Santa Cruz Mountains at the time, so there wasn't really anywhere for me to go. You might be thinking it was some cheap lock that you could bypass somehow, but this was a heavy-duty fingerprint scanner that you would find in a bank. I would have to freaking ask if I wanted to sleep. This happened from when I was 14 to 16, and was one of my last straws to me living in the same household. The reason why is even worse. My brothers and I got Chromebooks from the school, for homework. My crazy mother decides that she needs to take them away and lock us out of the internet. Since we couldn't do homework at all, our grades tanked. The school and most of our teachers mentioned it constantly, and she thought she knew better than an entire freaking school. Go figure, she's an anti-vaxxer to boot. Oh no. Did I mention that she did this with the house too? I would get home at 4 to 5 p.m. and we stuck outside waiting for her to get back for 3+ hours. This was a regular thing, and treatment has me with boundary issues to this day, and it's been 5 years so far. Yeah, honestly, just seems like a yikes. She's like, oh, technology bad or something. This one says, quit your job and raise my kid. Oh god. My SIL, sister-in-law, brother's wife, is a piece of work, high maintenance and demanding to the extreme. She will demand things from my parents to which they say no, and then she gets mad, refuses to talk to them, and takes it out on my brother until he calls up my parents to ask. They apologize because it's making his life a living hell. Years ago, when they had their first kid, my niece, my parents were elated at their first grandchild. SIL's mom isn't in the picture, so my mom was very attentive to SIL, helping her shop for baby, being a supportive shoulder, even offering advice and insight into pregnancy, labor, and birth. SIL lavished in the attention, and things were golden until SIL went to go back to work. I was at my parents' house, visiting when the phone rings. Dad answers, listens for a few, and then simply says, I'm not getting in the middle of them, talk to your mother, and he hands the phone to my mom. She listens a bit and says, well, I'm sorry, but I'm just not okay with our plan. I'm not going to apologize, and I'm not quitting my job. That's the end of it. And she hangs up. Of course, I had to demand details. SIL was going back to her job and called my mom up a day or two prior to this to discuss childcare. She told my mom about the daycare she had checked out and how expensive they all were, and what a struggle it was going to be. But then she had a brilliant idea. My mom should become a full-time nanny for the niece. Of course, she'd have to quit her job since she's only 5 years from retirement, so it's not a big deal. My mom graciously informed her that while she loved watching niece, she was not going to quit her job. Cue hissy fit. But the only other person who could do it is SIL's 90-year-old grandma, but she could only watch niece at our house because she's 90 and doesn't drive, and she has too many pets, 3 of which the SIL is that she dumped on her. Daycare is so expensive. Don't you want the quality time with niece? Okay, this mom is just horrible. Also, don't leave someone with your 90-year-old, bro. What if they just lose brain function? Like, stop. No, that's just not a good idea. Mom suggested maybe SIL find a cheaper daycare. No, Montessori daycares are the absolute best. Mom pointed out she's never even heard of that, so there's no way her childcare would be Montessori. Mom suggested SIL go back to work part-time, and then daycare would only have to be part-time and thus cheaper. No, if she wants to stay on track for her retirement goals, she needs to go back full-time. Well then, I think you're gonna need to lower your standards or find another option because I'm not quitting my job and that's final, and hung up on her. I agree, that's kind of stupid that you want someone else to quit their job. My mom was not happy at how hard I laughed, and of course, when I had my kid a few years later, I jokingly asked how close she was to retirement because I needed a nanny. I mean, honestly, I don't get these parents. Like, if you're not prepared to raise a child and you don't have the time for it, why even have a child? That's like so dumb. I feel like they really don't understand how big of a commitment it actually is, you know? If you want your child to grow up well, you gotta give them love and attention, okay? And, sometimes you have to sacrifice really major major things for that, like sometimes even jobs. If you expect somebody else to do it for you, I mean, it's not their child, is it? EM and her daughter wear a white dress to my sister's wedding. My sister, aka bride, got married yesterday. Yay! However, groom's aunt Karen, 50-ish female, was not a very pleasant guest. A little over a week ago, bride got a text from Karen asking if her little girl, 8-year-old female, could be the flower girl. Bride and groom have been engaged for over a year and asked groom's niece, 2-year-old female, to be the flower girl way back then. Karen and little girl live super far away from groom's family, so they've only met the couple twice in little girl's life. Groom's niece, however, is very close to my sister and her uncle. My sister was a little peeved that some woman she barely knows asking her to change her flower girl a week before a wedding, and obviously said no, it's too late. A few days later, bride gets another text from Karen saying she bought little girl her dress and she's just so excited. Okay, this is just guilt tripping. The picture attached showed little girl wearing a white dress, not a dress with white on it, no, completely white dress with lace at the top and a white bow around the waist. Trashy, but it's not the girl's fault. Bride went from peeved to fairly irritated at this point. Then comes the wedding day. We already knew that little girl would be in white. Her mom's rude, let's just ignore them. But oh boy, we were not expecting Karen to be wearing a white lace dress. A grown woman in her 50s, not only demanding her kid be in the wedding a week before the big day and buying her a white dress, but also wearing a white lace dress herself. Bro, Karen in a white dress? I don't even want to imagine that. I offered to accidentally spill red wine on her, but my sister said she was content with watching everyone at the reception ignore her and talk shit about her. TLDR, groom's aunt is mad her kid is into flower girl, and they both wear white dresses to my sister's wedding. Edit, I forgot to mention that instead of sitting quietly with everyone else during the ceremony, Karen was off to the side, taking pictures of little girl posing next to a tree. Then at the end of the ceremony, as we were walking back up the aisle, little girl was standing in the middle and didn't move for the couple or the procession behind her. My sister and her husband walked around her, but the cousin I was walking with made her move aside. I mean, this is just a Karen trying to guilt trip someone into getting what they want, and they just got completely shut down, which is kind of funny. Happy 4th of July to you too, you selfish bitch. Okay, dude. My husband's EM is absolutely notorious for doing these things in this order. Constantly criticize and guilt trip us about not visiting enough, asking us to appear at our house on a certain day. We call and text that day before leaving our house to confirm arrangement. She says yes. We drive the hour to her house. We arrive and she's not there. Yes, at the appointed time. We're expected to wait for her to get home. Sometimes it's 4 or 5 hours. Bro, I'm not waiting for someone that long. Sometimes she never comes back at all. During this interlude in passive-aggressive hell, sometimes she responds to us on her cell phone. Often she doesn't, and my husband wastes half his day off waiting in our empty house. Sometimes she eventually comes back, sometimes she does not. After experiencing this a few times with my DH, I now give her 20 minutes, then we leave. That's probably a good practice. Several hours later, when she finally arrives home and does not see us patiently waiting, she starts texting angrily about why weren't you here and why you didn't call me. We were there, we did call her. Bro, honestly, I hate people who don't show up on time, and especially when, like, they've made a commitment to a bunch of other people. You can be, like, I don't know, a couple minutes late, nobody really cares. But, like, 15 minutes is probably max. Beyond that, you're kind of pushing it. And, like, nobody values time, I swear to God, bro. Time is more important than money. So when you're wasting that time, you're just kind of pissing people off and telling people you basically just don't respect them. She sends passive-aggressive texts for the next 4 to 10 days, absolutely infuriated, though we did not spend all day waiting for her. That's just 100% entitlement. There's a variation of this where she says she's coming to my house. It's usually her idea because, duh, I know she's about as reliable as a dead cat. In that version, we clear one of the DH's days off for her. We miss out on other things we'd rather do. We cook food to feed her dinner. We clean the house and stress all day instead of relaxing. That's right, when you're waiting for someone, you're always on your toes, and it's really stressful, to be honest. It's kind of like if you have a test at 5 p.m. Until the test is over, the first start of the day, you're just kind of there, like, I don't know, super nervous. And then she either doesn't show up at all, cancels just before she is supposed to arrive, or sends a string of texts and calls, lots of texts and calls, about how her life is hard and she's busy doing things, and okay, she guesses she's not coming. She does this on my son's and DH's birthday, she does it at the holidays, she does it on summer weekends where we all could have been doing something else. So okay, I guess I'm partly to blame for what happened yesterday because I know what she's like, and in all the busy of the weekend of the 4th, we made it to fireworks, a BBQ, and 2 different birthday parties. I forgot to have a backup plan in case grandma bailed on our plans. More fool me. But honestly, I don't know why you allow this to happen more than once or twice. I would just ditch her every time after like the second strike. To fit her into our crammed weekend, we cut out some much needed quiet family time, naps at our house before we went to the fireworks at 10. We've been planning this all week with her. DH texted to confirm before leaving our house. She said yes. We arrive and guess what? The bitch isn't there. She decided to go out on her boat instead. It was 90 plus degrees. It's 6 p.m. and we've got 4 hours to kill before fireworks. We can't wait in the heat, and I'm not going to wait all day in our house with my son, who's being blown off by grandma yet again, and who didn't get a 4th at all last year because of COVID. We don't have enough gas or gas money to drive home, sleep till fireworks time, and drive back. So I took him swimming. I had to buy shorts for both of us to swim in because we had on nice new clothes for grandma's dinner she's supposedly having us over for. Thank God Walmart is cheap. It was too hot to not swim, so we're splashing around and actually having a great time. And about 3 hours later, the frantic texts and calls began. She's furious because why didn't you call me and why didn't you answer my text, and are you coming over to eat or not? Is she just like delusional? You said you called her, right? I made DH turn his phone off and we ate McDonald's for dinner and went to a completely different spot to watch fireworks than we usually do. It was on the river and the sunset over the water was absolutely beautiful. We had tons of fun giving each other silly internet quizzes, great memories for my son, and that's what really matters, not his super selfish grandma. Okay, she got a taste of her own medicine, you know? This one says, "That's my llama balloon." That's an interesting title. My husband and I just had a baby. It's my birthday this weekend and we're both exhausted, so we're keeping things basic. But my husband insisted I have at least a birthday balloon. Usually we decorate a little for each other's birthday, but this year we're foregoing that. So we went to a local card shop and I chose a helium balloon in the shape of a llama. We tie it to the baby pram and go outside, where we encounter a couple with their child, maybe 4 to 5 years old, and the child is holding a plain pink balloon. The child sees my balloon and wants it. She tries to grab it, but can't reach the pram's handle. The mother then insists we switch balloons as her kid clearly wants it and my baby's too young for a balloon. I said it's my birthday balloon, and the mother said, even better, you won't mind giving it to my child, as she grabs the string and moves to untie it. My husband has had enough, pushes the mom away, and says deadpan, "That's my llama balloon, bitch." The end. This seems like something that would happen in a TV show. I don't know if I buy it, but honestly, that's kind of savage. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. That was the entitled parents subreddit. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.